Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have a guest whose music has stood the test of time, a genius who started composing before most of us even learned to write. The man who transformed classical music, the prodigy who made pianos feel like instruments of pure magic. Let's give a warm welcome to the incredible Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Wolfgang, what a pleasure to have you here. Welcome to the 21st century. How do you feel in this new world? The 21st century. So many lights, so many noises. But what amazes me the most is that despite all this technology, music remains the same. Though with some rather strange instruments. Yes, there's a lot of technology now. But music is still the soul of everything. What surprises you the most about music today? That music is everywhere. In your pocket, on the street, even in your car. In my time, only the wealthy could hear music. Now everyone can be a composer. That's true, but not everyone is like you. Imagine Mozart on Spotify. You'd be a phenomenon. Spotify. Music at your fingertips. In my time, everyone wanted to hear me in concerts. Now anyone can listen to you anytime. That's wonderful. Speaking of your music, you composed over 600 pieces in your short life. How did you manage to create so much music so quickly? Music flows like a river when your heart is full of it. It's not about effort, it's about listening to what's in the air. Inspiration is everywhere, you just have to know how to capture it. That sounds so natural. Do you have a favorite piece among all the ones you composed? It would be hard to choose, but I'd say my Requiem holds a special place in my soul. It allowed me to express both the sorrow and the grandeur of life and death. A masterpiece. What about the Magic Flute? It's one of the most famous operas of all time. Any secrets behind it? The Magic Flute is an allegory, a representation of the struggle between darkness and light. But it's also my way of saying that, beyond life and death, music will always be the magic that connects us to something greater. That really does sound magical. But did you know that many people think Requiem was your last composition? That's right. Some believe it was a kind of omen. But I was simply thinking about life and death, what all human beings must face. It's not a song about death but about transcendence. Let's talk about something interesting. Mozart. You were a star. What was it like being so famous in your time? Fame. It was a double-edged sword. In my time, being famous meant being recognized by everyone, but also being overwhelmed by expectations. Some loved me, others hated me. It was like living between the clouds and the storms. That sounds like something out of a soap opera. But do you think fame affected your music? No, Jimmy. Music has nothing to do with fame. Music is something much greater than recognition. If you make music for fame, then you're not really making music, you're chasing something fleeting. I composed because music chose me, not the other way around. That's wisdom. By the way, if you were alive today, what genre of music do you think you'd be composing? Genre? Genre doesn't matter. If I were alive today, I'd probably experiment with electronic music, jazz, or even rock. Music is free. What matters is that it still excites me, just like when I composed my symphony No. 40 or Don Giovanni. That sounds like Mozart remixing a symphony. Speaking of modern music, what do you think about today's popular music? It's interesting. Melody is still the foundation, but the sounds are different. What surprises me is how technology has allowed anyone to produce music. That's incredible. Of course, in my time, everything was done by hand. Every note, every measure. Totally different. But can you imagine composing music for films? Film music. Yes, that would be a wonderful opportunity to combine drama and emotion with music. In fact, I feel that if I lived today, I'd probably work with filmmakers because music in movies is as essential as it is in an opera. Absolutely. Imagine Don Giovanni with special effects. Let's do some quick questions. Mozart. Just say the first thing that comes to mind. If you could collaborate with any modern musician, who would it be? Michael Jackson. Is rhythm and soul fascinating? What's the most overloaded piece you've composed? The choral opera. I always thought I could have added a bit more. Calm. What's the first thing you do if you arrived in the future and got a smartphone? See how much music I could create with just one touch. Describe the 21st century in one word. Innovative. Perfect. Mozart. Mozart, this has been incredible. Any final advice for future musicians? Never stop listening to the beat of your heart. Music is the expression of everything we are, from our deepest joys to our greatest tragedies. If you follow your heart, you will never be lost. That's wisdom. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the incredible Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart.